Saturday morning and I have holes in my shirt. About a year ago I posted a video showing me recycling some hardwood sleepers, and there was a note somewhere towards the end of that video that said this is going to become a recycled hardwood entertainment unit. I did film it, a lot of stuff happened and I didn't have time to edit the film, and I actually lost all the video. I thought I had accidentally deleted it. Well, last week I found the videos, most of them. So I'm going to do a 3-part video series now on my entertainment unit, and I'll just take you through some quick photos and SketchUp animations of the unit itself before we get into the build video. In this first part we're just going to be looking at rough milling the hardwood sleepers that this wood came from, and cutting that to size and getting it ready. This is my unit. It's made from the sleepers that I've recycled in that video, which I have a link to in the description, and I'll also be posting some snippets of that video in this video to bring everything into context for you. The entertainment unit is about 2.5 meters long. It's a lowline. It suits our space just right, and it's made completely from recycled materials. The sleepers in the video that you see me recycling came from our church's old retaining wall. The wall was about 30 years old and most of these sleepers were in direct ground contact somewhere underground. You can see it originally had a chevron pattern top made from fence palings and pallet wood. I ended up replacing that with 2 old Blackbutt beams, 100-year-old roof joists that came from a factory teardown in Newtown in Sydney, New South Wales. And I just thought that the palings were looking a bit too busy. Alright, I'm sure you've heard enough of my voice now. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so I've finished milling down my 3 sleepers, and I got everything I need out of it, and I've actually got some spare wood left over. I was really surprised it all ended up being coastal blackbutt. I think that's Eucalyptus pilularis, could be wrong. But yeah, very good quality material. I'll zoom in and show you. So I've got my 4 legs here, 65 by 65 mil. And I've retained as much of this feature as I possibly can because it's really nice. I mean, look at some of this stuff, the quilted grain along there. This knot's got a massive check on it, and that can be a bit dangerous there. That can splinter off and hurt someone. So I'll be stabilising all of this with epoxy, and I've been very selective to try and maintain the, what as a cabinet maker I would call the ugliest bits. But as an interior designer you'd say the best looking bits prominent. So my legs, my rails and stiles for my doors, my face frame, my main rails, front and back, my cup of coffee. This here was from a different batch. It's an old fence post, a fence rail. So the palings were on it this way and these are all the nail holes. I split it in half and made a book match, and that's the back end of it, and this is the front end of it. I think I'll be using it in this orientation as the drawer front. It's more than likely grey ironbark, judging by its weight and its colour. And then these guys right here are my little end rails. So now I'm going to dock everything to length and start the joinery. This measurement of 340mm is for my two vertical face frames that go either side of the drawer and frame off the doors. I'm going to make those 10mm bigger. Realistically, I probably only need to make them 3mm bigger, just so that I can trim them down to the exact length once the unit is gluing up, because there's a good chance that my rails are meant to be 30mm thick. There's a good chance I've gone 31 or 29 off the thicknesser, and if I cut those to the exact length they might be too short, and that would really suck. So I'm going to cut them 10mm longer now and trim them at assembly. Now I'm into some longer measurements, so I can remove my little auxiliary fence here, which lets me go below 400mm. And that means I'll be using the bottom tape measure to get my mark off. So I need 980mm for the front of my face frame. We'll dial that in and get a perfect 980mm. It's going to take a bit of extra time and make sure I square off both ends of this piece, because it's got dowel joinery in each end. The very next scene we'll skip to, you can see a lot of the wood that I'm cutting has got resin fill in it and so on. The funny thing is, when I cut these sleepers up, after I started ripping them down to their final size, these little white grubs started coming out of them. I did a bit of research and they were powder post borers. And those borers, you're not going to get rid of them unless you fumigate, or... Sorry, there's a car driving down the road. Unless you fumigate or you get the timber's moisture content to below 13%. So I left them up here. There's still some here now actually, to dry for a very long time, and the borers naturally left when the timber got below that moisture content. I then had to go and fill all of that borer damage with resin, and let me tell you, these things, I think some of this wood is about 30% resin. There is so much resin in there. Also, there was some included knots which had a lot of knot check and rot in the knot, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I think it looks really nice, so I stabilised it all with resin, and I've put them front and centre wherever I can. I think they look real good. In this next section, you're just going to see me cleaning up after the resin fill has been done. Sorry, I don't have the actual pour going on. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. I know there wasn't a lot in that video, and because I've lost a lot of footage, I've had to fill a lot in with me talking to you. I'm sorry. The next video is a lot better, and the last one shows the top and the breadboard ends, and that's also a lot more interesting than this one. But I needed to give you this one so you can get the groundwork out of the way and see how I got to where I got to. Whenever I make something to give it a recycled timber look, I don't believe in buying new timber and hand distressing it. I always try to find timber that's been distressed by time, nature, by its use, and bring it back to life. I think that looks a lot better. I think the other way is a bit try hard. But you know, for the budget, I'm talking crap again. I waffle a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll stop boring you. I'll probably post the next video in the series next week. I've got a lot of editing to do, and maybe I'll wear a shirt with no holes in it. Good on yous. Thank you. Love you as always. If you like me or my video, or if you hate me and my video but you like what I do, hit the thumbs up button, and please subscribe or share the video. It all helps a great deal.